Hello. Before this episode starts, I just wanted to let you know that the first episode of my new podcast, Billions, is now live for you to listen to. Just search Billions with Darren Rees wherever you get your podcast, or have a look at the description of this episode and you will find a link there. The first episode is on the greatest, Muhammad Ali. Welcome to the Football for Kids podcast with me, Darren Rees. In this episode, we are going to be talking about the super, the tremendous, the award-winning Lioness goalkeeper, Mary Earps. And for all of you super listeners, thank you so much for your patience. The next Patreon-only episode is just around the corner. I'm just doing the final touches to it and it will be out in the next few days. The poll was Gareth Southgate or 10 rounds of Ronaldo. And the majority of you chose 10 rounds of Ronaldo. So that's the episode which will be coming up on Patreon next. If you're not already a super listener and you'd like to become one, you can click on the link in the description of this episode, speak to an adult about it, and have a look at signing up. And there's loads and loads of episodes which are on there that only super listeners can listen to. Right then, before we get going, a few shout-outs and messages, and all three of these shout-outs and messages are birthday messages. There's a lot of birthdays at this time of year, I'll tell you. The first one says, "Hi Darren, it's Ethan and Theo Sparks here from Kent. We are 6 and 7 and we are football mad. We also love the Football for Kids podcast. We love listening in the car and sometimes as a special treat before bed too. Ethan is going to be 8 years old on the 8th of December this year. So Ethan, a massive happy birthday to you on the 8th of December. I hope that you have a magnificent birthday and you really enjoy yourself. Ethan and Theo are both Arsenal fans and have been lucky to go to 3 games this season, including the North London derby. North London is red, they say. They also love going to watch their local team, Ebbsfleet. Their favourite players are Saka and Rice, and their dad has told them about all the Arsenal legends. They loved the Ian Wright episode, and they would also love an episode on the legend, which is Thierry Henry. Theo would like an episode about Bruno Fernandes. Well, a massive shout out to you two, and a huge happy birthday for the 8th of December, Ethan. And the next one is a massive happy birthday to George, who will be double digits of 10 years old on the 3rd of December. George plays for Ospreys under-10s team for West Didsbury and Chorlton FC in Manchester, and is a massive fan of the GOAT Messi and supports Barcelona. Well, George, a huge happy birthday to you on the 3rd of December. I hope that you have a fantastic day and that you have lots of fun. And the last one is a happy birthday shout to Alex, whose 8th birthday is on Thursday, the 7th of December. He would love a shout out more than he would want presents. Well, I don't know about that, but here's a massive shout out to you, Alex. I hope you have a wonderful 8th birthday and you really do enjoy yourself. Alex plays for St Cadoc's and his dad is one of the coaches too. Alex is a huge Manchester City fan, but his dad prefers Dundee United. The Tangerine Terrors. Is that what Dundee are called? The Tangerine Terrors? I didn't know that. That might be the best nickname in football. So a massive shout out to you, Alex. A very happy birthday for Thursday, the 7th of December. I hope you have a really good day. And a huge shout out to everybody at your football team and everybody that you know. Right then, it's time to get into the episode about the wonderful Mary Earps. Mary Alexandra Earps was born on the 7th of March in 1993 in Nottingham, England. Mary grew up in a place called West Bridgford, which is in Nottingham. Mary and her brother both used to kick the ball around in the garden, and Mary used to do training with her brother's team. She wasn't allowed to do the actual matches with them though, but enjoyed playing football. Mary started playing football more at school, and when she was at school, there was a boy who used to love playing in goal, and they would take shots at each other. Mary would play so much football that she would be going through shoes like you wouldn't believe it. Mary's mum couldn't believe how many shoes she had to replace of Mary's. As a young girl, Mary played for her local football team, West Bridgford Colts. And it was at West Bridgford Colts that it was quickly realised that she had quite some talent for being a goalkeeper. However, she didn't want to be in goal at that time. She wanted to be where the ball was and involved in the action. Mary ended up going in goal in her first game, as she and some other players had to take it in turns. So Mary took her turn in goal and was struggling with concentration and ended up doing cartwheels, waiting for something to happen. Mary's dad was right near her when she was in goal, and she was telling her dad that she didn't want to be in goal, and he told her that it was her turn and she needed to do her time in goal. Moments later, a penalty was awarded to the opposition, and Mary saved the penalty. And it was from that moment on that Mary Earps felt like this was the place she was meant to be. Being a good goalkeeper needs lots of things, like fast reactions, being brave, having good concentration, and of course, having a big voice. Lots of girls when they were younger didn't like shouting, but Mary didn't mind it at all. She was quite happy to shout to the defenders and give some instructions out, as she knew how important it was to defend her goal, and her big voice could be heard from ages away. Sometime after playing for West Bridgford Colts, Mary went for a trial at Derby, but she ended up getting rejected. After this, she didn't give up though. She kept at it and ended up being taken on by Leicester City. Mary was around 14 years old when she started to play for Leicester City, and it was around this time that she really started to take her football seriously. Mary continued with her education, knowing that it was very important, and ended up completing university and gaining a degree. It was after finishing university that she started to think that football could become a job for her, and she could play professionally. In the previous few years, she had been balancing her university work, and now she had the time to give it every moment she possibly could. Between the years of 2009 and 2018, Mary played for Leicester, Nottingham Forest, Doncaster Rovers, Coventry, Birmingham, Bristol and Reading. In 2018, she went to play in the German Bundesliga and for Wolfsburg, gaining valuable experience and picking up an understanding of how football worked outside of England. It was in 2019 that you could say that her big break came when she signed to play for Manchester United. Mary has stood out at Manchester United, making some of the most incredible saves and proving herself to be one of the, if not the, best goalkeeper in the Women's Super League. Mary is now playing her 5th season for the club and is at the top of her game. Apart from being a wonderful club keeper, Mary has come to the public's attention for her unbelievable performances and achievements playing for her country. Mary made her England debut in 2017 when Phil Neville was the manager of the team. Mary played a few further games for England following this, but it wasn't until Sarina Wiegman joined the England team as head coach that her international career really started to take off. Before Sarina took over the team, Mary wasn't the first choice keeper for England, and she was feeling a bit down, and thoughts were running through her head like, was she good enough? Could she really make it all of the way? Sarina Wiegman came in and Mary said it changed overnight. Sarina changed her mindset immediately, and the difference was quite something. Mary ended up being the goalkeeper when England made history, winning their first major title since 1966, winning the Euros in 2022 against Germany. And then the famous finalissima match between England and Brazil went to penalties, and Mary Earps' magnificent performance in the shootout was a huge part of England winning the trophy. And not forgetting some of the terrific saves which she made in the 2023 World Cup in Australia when England got all the way to the final. Because of how good Mary has been, she's been awarded the Best FIFA Women's Goalkeeper in 2022, the Women's Super League Golden Glove Award, the FIFA Women's World Cup Golden Glove, the BBC Women's Footballer of the Year, and so much more. I hope that you've enjoyed listening and learning about the story of the brilliant Mary Earps so far. And if you want to hear more on some of the best women's footballers, you can listen to the episodes which I have done on Serena Wiegmann, Viviana Miedemar, Beth Mead, Lauren James, Alexia Putellas, Sam Kerr, Alex Scott, Leah Williamson, Jill Scott, and the one which I did on the Lionesses team. So remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about Football for Kids. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly, or pitch side, I hope that you enjoy the game. See you next time.